Caitlin Clark
Mm-hmm.
and
I'm a fan.
Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They're going back and
I'm a
forth.
fan of both.
And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires, she will be the
It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when they mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four, and then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living, you know what, at that particular moment in time, and Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did, it would have never gotten.
Stephen A. Smith just put a hard stop to what many were calling Angel Reese's growing ego, and he didn't sugarcoat a thing. This wasn't some scripted sports documentary moment. It was a very public stumble that had social media buzzing in disbelief. Here's how it unfolded. Angel Reese stepped into the spotlight looking ready to answer her critics and make a statement. Instead, the performance left fans stunned, and not in a good way. She finished with just 4 points. 4. It felt less like a breakout moment and more like a quiet night that never picked up steam. Yes, she was active on the boards, grabbing rebounds consistently. But when the team needed scoring, when the game called for someone to take control and put the ball in the basket, she struggled to make an impact. With Caitlin Clark sidelined and watching from the bench, the stage seemed perfectly set. The spotlight was wide open. The opportunity was there. The narrative practically wrote itself. This was the moment to take over and prove she could carry it. Instead, the stat line fell flat, and what could have been a defining performance turned into a night that left fans questioning what they had just witnessed.
Part 38! Let's get it!
Life throws her lemons. She makes bricks. Bang! PSA to anyone watching. She is right-handed. Right-handed, by the way. She missed the rim by 3 feet, man. Bang! I gotta say, this is my favorite summer sitcom. Pecan? Butter pecan? Bang! Here's a stat. She's been blocked 20 times, and she's only made 21 hoops. What?
If you're bracing yourself for her next misstep, fans were joking that you might as well drop a fire and a baby giraffe in the comments. Supporters came in expecting a statement performance, a full takeover. Instead, it felt like a night where nothing could find the rim. Even with Caitlin Clark sidelined, she somehow remained the headline story without playing a single minute. Angel Reese's 4-point outing didn't look like a breakout. It looked underwhelming. 4 points isn't what fans expect from a player who talks about being a star. It raises questions. It fuels criticism. It shifts the conversation from hype to doubt. Yes, she pulled down 12 rebounds. That effort on the glass deserves acknowledgement. But rebounds alone can't erase missed shots when the spotlight is at its brightest. Grabbing boards is valuable, but without scoring to balance it out, the stat sheet feels incomplete. The bigger issue isn't the rebounds. It's whether she can consistently turn opportunity into production when the moment calls for it.
Not when you're losing by 35 points. on opening.
That's true.
Not right. Indiana Fever's on a different level than the Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level.
She made reaching double digits look unusually difficult, like she was handed the spotlight and asked to take control, but never fully embraced it. When the opportunity was there to make a statement, the aggression just didn't follow. At times, it almost felt like scoring was optional instead of essential. And you know it's a quiet night when even the broadcast team starts leaning on phrases like, she's contributing in other ways. And to be fair, there are other ways to contribute. Defense, rebounding, hustle, all of that matters. But when you're positioned as a go-to player, people expect production on the scoreboard too. The cameras occasionally caught her looking disengaged, staring off between plays, which only fueled more conversation online. Fair or not, perception becomes part of the narrative. In today's league, presence and performance both matter, and when the numbers aren't there, the spotlight can feel a lot harsher.
It from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her. but it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents. Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got.
Angel Reese built her brand on confidence. The lashes, the nails, the hair, the swagger. She carried herself like someone who expected the spotlight and knew how to command it. That presence made her a star in college. But a 4-point performance at this level invites a different kind of conversation. Nights like that don't reinforce dominance. They spark questions about whether the college dominance is translating the way many expected. This wasn't the long-anticipated Bayou Barbie takeover fans had circled on the calendar. Instead, it felt like a missed opportunity at a time when the stage was wide open. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, even while dealing with heavy defensive pressure and physical play, continues to find ways to impact the game, knocking down deep shots and creating for teammates. Whether she's double-teamed or slowed by bumps and bruises, she tends to stay in the center of the action. The contrast is what fuels the debate. When one player capitalizes on the spotlight and another struggles in a prime moment, the narrative shifts quickly. And now, the chatter is growing louder, including reminders of past bold comparisons Angel Reese once made about herself. In a league this competitive, statements like that only raise the expectations higher.
We're excited to see Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever take on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. The game was a blowout as the Fever beat down Chicago 93-58, with Clark's triple-double leading the way. But the biggest headline coming out of the game on Saturday is the investigation the WNBA is conducting into allegations of hateful fan comments directed at Angel Reese. It happened after this play when Clark slapped at the ball after Reese grabbed.
This isn't college anymore. It's the professional level. Production matters. At this stage, if you're not putting points on the board or clearly impacting the game, your minutes can shrink quickly. That's just how the league works. Right now, critics argue that Angel Reese's presence sometimes feels bigger off the court than on it. The confidence and personality are still there, but fans want that same energy reflected in the box score. MVP conversations are built on consistency, not just visibility. This season was widely expected to be her true breakout, the year she proved she was more than viral moments and social media buzz. Instead, the inconsistency has fueled a different narrative, with some questioning whether the hype is outpacing the production. Sports can be unforgiving that way. A player can enter the league as a headline, built-in storylines, rivalries, and star power, but sustaining that attention requires steady performance. Angel Reese came in as one of the most talked about rookies, positioned as a natural rival to Caitlin Clark and a personality who could keep fans engaged. Now the challenge is simple but tough. Turn the spotlight into results. In the WNBA, reputation gets you attention, but performance keeps you there.
Diabolical stat! She's 19 of 59 from less than 5 feet away! How about that, man? Bang! She should work in housekeeping for hotels because she can turn it over quickly! Lost by 27, scored only 4 points against the Indiana Fever. I mentioned no Caitlin Clark, no problem, give and go. Like a given no shot of working. Bang!
You prefer a car or plane?
Car or plane for what? For how you want to travel! That's too many steps and you can't do that.
Angel Reese came into the league with charisma, championship pedigree, and undeniable star power from her college run. The personality, the presence, the viral moments, all of that traveled with her. But in the pros, the box score carries weight. And a 4-point outing doesn't match the level of hype that surrounded her arrival. It's not just about one quiet game. It's about expectations versus results. When fans tune in anticipating dominance and see limited scoring impact, the reaction is going to be loud. Social media reflected that shift. Instead of highlight clips and praise, the conversation leaned toward confusion and critique. Reese continues to be strong on the boards. Her rebounding effort is real and consistent. But offensively, the production hasn't always matched the spotlight. Even supporters have found themselves defending her more aggressively, pushing back against criticism and arguing that her overall impact goes beyond points. That debate alone shows how divided the conversation has become. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, even while sidelined with injury, remains central to league discussions. Whether it's her previous performances, her fan base, or the broader narrative around her, she continues to dominate headlines without stepping on the court. That contrast is what fuels the ongoing comparison. One player fighting to translate hype into consistent pro-level production, the other maintaining momentum even from the bench. In today's WNBA spotlight, perception shifts quickly, and performance is what ultimately steadies it.
Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark, because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back at Caitlin Clark once it was Caitlin Clark's turn to have her comeuppance. And that's what made Angel Reese famous. Now, Angel Reese experienced vitriol thereafter. It was tough for her to deal with.
It's getting uncomfortable. Even with her ankle wrapped and sitting on the bench, Caitlin Clark still feels like the biggest presence in the arena. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is struggling to make an impact, and the questions are starting to grow louder from fans, analysts, and possibly even within the organization. When production doesn't match expectations, talk of reduced minutes or role adjustments naturally follows. The WNBA has also made it clear that while on-court criticism is part of sports, racism and hate have no place in the league, and those allegations are being taken seriously. At the end of the day, this is professional basketball. Performance determines opportunity, and every minute on the floor has to be earned.